what's up? It's your girl Diva and welcome back to Diva's house. And it's time for Diary of an At-Home Mom / Diva. So, if you guys want to see what I'm talking about this week, because I know y'all want to know what I'm talking about this week, y'all stay tuned for this mom's story time. Alright guys, so I'm back and what y'all think about my background? Ain't this on fleek? Like, it's so cute. It says Paris, New York, London, Rome, shoes and books. Ain't it cute? Let me know what y'all think about my background. So this week's episode of Diary of an At-Home Mom goes back to last week. So y'all know I work part-time. My daughter goes to daycare and our daycare literally is down the street and around two corners. This woman, she has the daycare in her home and she's right here in my development. So last Friday, of course, while all of New York City was getting snow and parts of the northern states and some of the southern states, but on the east coast of the southern states were getting snow. Well, it was raining here in Atlanta all day, but a lot of the schools were closing down because the northern part of Georgia was supposed to be getting snow. And there was a possibility, of course, that Atlanta would get snow. Now, if y'all don't know, 2 years ago, Atlanta did get a brush of snow and ice, and it kind of shut down one of the major highways here in Atlanta. They don't know how to drive in it. They've never had to deal with it. So, of course, the mayor, who by the name is Kasim Reed, didn't want to have the same issue again where people were stuck on I-85 or 75 or even 285, which is another major highway, but it goes around the perimeter of Atlanta. Didn't want people to get stuck on the highway because of ice or snow and have the same issue again. So a lot of the schools were shutting down early, and I was up that morning, I believe, taping my last week's tutorial for you guys. And of course, you guys know I came back later on that afternoon and showed you how well my makeup held up because I kind of didn't have no choice. I had been home all day in it, but I was waiting to tape the finished look because my daughter was up. I was playing with her, so I had to wait till she went down for a nap to finish up the video. Anyway, around 9 o'clock that morning, the woman who owns the daycare decided to text me and said she'll be closing early due to inclement weather. She's closing at 12. It was raining, y'all. And I think if I have to probably take you guys on like a vlog kind of tour of me going to her home, from her home to my job, and you guys will actually see how short this was. So anyway, she texted at 9, says she's closing early due to inclement weather. It's not like her center is somewhere far away that she now has to get home. She's already home. Her children were getting out at 12 o'clock. So by the time they would have gotten home, probably would have been like 12:30, 1 o'clock, because I think they get dropped off by the school buses. Or their father has to pick them up, or whatever the case may be. I hadn't dropped my daughter off yet that day. She was actually still asleep. Because I'm like, alright, I got time, I'll do my makeup, film this tutorial, put it up, drop her off at daycare, come back, finish it, put it up so I can start editing, edit hopefully, and do a schedule upload where it would come up at a certain time for you guys to see, even if I was at work. I never got to do that because, of course, daycare was closed. So my sister-in-law works at Clayton High School, and I was like, well, let me call her because I see it flash on TV they get out at 12. So I call her, but she doesn't answer. Her girlfriend calls me back, and she was like, she's not in the car, but I'll have her call you back immediately. I said, well, please have her call me back because if I got to come get her, I need her. I have to go to work. She called me back. She was not getting out of school until 2 o'clock because what they were doing in their district was they were letting out the younger kids first at 12, the middle school children at 1 o'clock, and the high schoolers out at 2. So she was like, I would watch her for you, but I don't get out till 2. I had to be at work at 1:30. That wasn't going to work. So, lo and behold, I had to give up my shift. Now, y'all probably saying, Diva, you know, you have to give up a day. I do work just about 4 to 5 days a week. For the most part, 5 days a week. But I'm part-time, so giving up a shift usually is not something I want to do because every day counts for me. It means I have either enough to pay the daycare and be able to pay some bills or make sure my daughter has what she needs or have what I need, or just have enough to pay daycare and not be able to do anything else. So I was kind of upset. I was very mad. My cousin text my husband, and cousin called me. She was like, I need you to understand that no. Like, I have to go to work. I understand, you know, if you had your center somewhere else and you wanted to leave at a certain time to get home, but all it was doing was raining, still daylight, and now you're telling your parents who probably dropped their children off at 12 that at 9 o'clock you're texting them saying, I'm closing at 12. You couldn't close at 1? You couldn't close at 2? You couldn't close at 3, 4, or even 5 o'clock? I think, you know what, I think I would have been okay with if she had said, you know what, I'm going to close 2 hours early today. Because an hour early or 2 hours early because her hours are over at 6. It starts to get dark here about maybe 5:30ish. 5:45 it starts to get dark here. So if your concern was for the parents being on the road or being stuck in traffic because of the weather at say 5 and 6, so now you're watching children longer than you're supposed to, then I could understand that. Because then I could have easily said to my manager, hey, I'm still coming in so you guys won't be stranded without somebody at 1:30, but I'm going to need to leave early because my daycare provider is closing early. No. So I lost money and a day at work because she closed early. Very early. All for it to do all day was rain. Y'all want to know when it snowed here in Atlanta? So later on that night, when the temperature had dropped some more, there were signs of snow on our grill cover. Because I took a picture of it, and I'll try to insert the picture so you guys can see. And then the next morning when I woke up, because I had to be at work at 1:30 the next day, it was actually snowing outside. Like, I woke up to snow. Now, my plan was to take my daughter outside so she could play in it for the first time to see snow, but she slept late, and it didn't last long, and by the time the case was, snow was over. So I get to work, the sun came out, so practically melted, and that was it. 'Tis all the end. So, yeah. Have y'all had to ever deal with, because of inclement weather, your daycare closing early, and you now being stuck, not able to go to work? Now, I could almost understand if I lived in New York, maybe I might have felt differently about it, because then I knew the snow was coming, but you know, things in New York don't shut down because snow's coming. If it's coming, it's coming. When it come, you try to get out when you can so that you can get your kids. If they call you say we closing, letting the kids go a little bit earlier because so people are not stuff in traffic and yada 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 yada. I understand. But this was rain, y'all. And I lost the whole day of work. So you know this mama was upset. I still got my name tag on. Cause I was at work earlier today. But yeah, let me know what y'all think. What y'all what are your thoughts? Do you think she should have closed that early? Do you think she should have, you know, closed a little bit later, seeing how she works from home? Her daycare is in her house. You know, her kids would have came home and she'd have had more help, because even when they're off from school, they help her in the daycare during the day when they're off from school. So let me know what y'all thoughts are. Am I being a little rough? Because, you know, I'm from a place where it snows. It's normal. The hustle don't ever stop. People got to go to work. You get through it. People, and I know, and I looked at some of my friends' posts that live in New York, and they were like, they were mad the schools weren't closed the next day after the blizzard was over, after the weekend, because they had it plowed and whatever. But growing up in New York, even through the blizzard, like school was, after it was over, school wasn't closed. Roads plowed, no plowed. Buses couldn't get to the bus stop because now you have to hop over all the snow. That's the norm. Like, I don't understand what people's things are now these days, where they're like, oh, why wasn't school closed the next day? Because the roads ain't plowed properly. Put your boots on. If you wear a skirt to school, put your little sweatpants or pants on and get the trucking over that snow and get on the bus and get where you gotta go. If you gotta go to work, do the same thing. What's the problem? Y'all letting these kids grow up being soft because of snow, when back in the day, the blizzard of 96, after that was over, so I still had to go to school. And the streets wasn't the best of cleared and plowed. So y'all let me know what y'all think. Should I, you know, feel some type of way because she closed? Should I be understanding to the situation? What are y'all thoughts? I want to know. Anyway, my fabulous divas, I will talk to you guys on another edition of Diary of a Home Mom. Y'all know when it goes down. Just about every other Wednesday or only twice a month. You guys will hear a Diary of the At-Home Mom story, unless I have something to bring y'all. But anyway, y'all know the do. Y'all stay fab, because you know this mom is too. I'll see you guys later. Bye.